स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. On this holy day of the Janmatithi celebrations of Sri Ramakrishna, let us think about the singular contribution of Sri Ramakrishna. In the galaxy of spiritual giants and luminaries, Sri Ramakrishna came as a light which focused on the core of spiritual values and spiritual life, and that is spiritual practice, how to attain God, how to see God face to face. And that was the message of Sri Ramakrishna. His entire life was an experiment to prove that all the paths leading to God were equally true even in this day and age. In 19th century, this was a great revelation, particularly when people were infected with the virus of suspicion. On the one hand, there were thinkers of psychology who dismissed religious experiences as mere aberrations of the mind. On the other hand, there were colonial forces who wanted to uproot the spiritual and moral values of the colonized. On the other hand, there were people who claimed to be philosophers, but their philosophy was nothing but mere armchair exercises in speculations and cogitations. And it is at this juncture that Sri Ramakrishna arrived, and he, believed to be an incarnation of God by many, proved to this world and also brought the much needed faith to the devoted that even today it is possible to attain God realization. Even today it is possible to see God as a living entity, not as mere images of clay or paintings made of color. Sri Ramakrishna, though he lived only for 50 years from 1836 to 1886, influenced and continues to influence great minds on this earth. There is hardly anyone worth his salt or her salt who hasn't read Sri Ramakrishna's teachings, and after having read so, hasn't been inspired to live a life of God, at least for some time. Sri Ramakrishna said that a human being becomes a human being only when the human being has what is called in Bengali man and hush. He was playing with the word manush, which in Bengali means human being. And he said manush becomes manush only when he has man and hush. Man means self-respect, hush means awareness. Only when a human being is aware of one's place among the other living beings on the planet does a person truly become human beings. People who are running after shelter, food and clothing are comparable to other beings or other lower creatures. Sri Ramakrishna practiced not only the various disciplines of Sanatana Dharma, but also Islam and Christianity. And of course, we all know that one of his great contributions was to see that God can be understood by various people in various manner, and that all these disciplines are equally true in that they lead to an understanding of God and lead to the final goal according to Sanatana Dharma, that is moksha. The complete cessation of suffering. But Sri Ramakrishna also centralized or focused the attention of the spiritual aspirant on 2 points, that is Kamini and Kanchana. Here, of course, he didn't mean by Kamini woman or gold by the word Kanchana. He was talking of lust and greed. And these are the very 2 things which have been pointed out by Adi Shankaracharya in his famous introduction to his commentary on the Brahma Sutras called Adhyasa Bhashya. There he says Kartrutva and Bhoktritva, that is the sense of agency or doership and the sense of experiencer or enjoyership. And Sri Ramakrishna spoke of the same thing, which Sri Krishna talks in the Gita, replying to a question by Arjuna. He says, Kama, Krodha, they are the greatest impediments in controlling one's mind. Kama comes from the sense of agency, and it is nothing but lust. Krodha comes from the sense of ownership or sense of experiencership, which is nothing but greed. So, in essence, all these great teachers are telling the same thing. As Sri Ramakrishna used to say, all jackals howl the same way. There he was comparing jackals with people who have attained God. So, Sri Ramakrishna brought the focus of the spiritual aspirant to God and not anything else. The spiritual aspirant who was lost in the wilderness of philosophies and rituals, temples and dogmas, different practices, and it had become a habit to denounce people who were not following what one was following. At this moment, Sri Ramakrishna came and said that it is okay and it is right to accept all the differing mentalities, differing paths to spiritual life. Another important thing which Sri Ramakrishna said, which becomes quite relevant in this age, when manipulation and deception have been seen as an inevitable part of life. Sri Ramakrishna said that in the age of Kali or in Kali Yuga, the greatest austerity is practicing truthfulness. And he said this based on an entire lifetime of practicing truthfulness. In 19th century, it was a great thing to say this, and it is still great in the 21st century. So, Sri Ramakrishna pointed out the need to base all our actions and thoughts and words on truth. And so, he also said that we need to align our thought and words. In Bengali, he said, Mon Mukh Ek Kora. In fact, Sri Ramakrishna's life is a life of convergence. It's a life of alignment where different thoughts and different moods and different spiritual practices center and converge on God. On this holy day, let us all pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Sri Sarada Devi and Swami Vivekananda that they shower us their blessings and let them be compassionate to us and let us in this very life cross this ocean, terrible ocean of samsara. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.